Hey, there it goes. My whole speech was for naught. I was just saying, I was all ready to go right at 8 o'clock. And then the boss called and was like, you need help up front. I'm going to be a little late. Fine. I don't want to go up front. I don't like going up there. It's boring. And I can't stream from up there. So, how are you guys today? Crap. I should have changed my batteries before I left. Oh well. I also forgot my belt. So if my pants fell down when I'm in the middle of streaming, I'm sorry. I wonder if that would be considered a bannable offense if you got to see my tidy whities. I guess we'll find out. So, now I need to find out what the hell's going on with this car and its coolant leak. Because it has a coolant leak. She says she has to fill the bottle up pretty often. It's low on coolant right now. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So we're going to do a check over. We're going to find out what his coolant's going. We're going to do all that fun stuff. Also, I want to check the chain, because this is the exact same motor as the one we just did the chain in. And I'll make sure that we take care of that if it's an issue. Or at least let them know about it in case it is an issue. Also, I'm still really eyeballing this Audi A3 out front. Owner came from New Jersey, was on a trip and blew up. And blew up both timing belt on this kind of motor. And they dropped it off. They didn't have anywhere else to take it. So I think we got quotes for them. It's about, I think the estimates were somewhere around $5,000 for a new motor plus install, etc. Or a new used motor. But the hitch is the fact that they're from New Jersey and we're down in South Carolina. So that's what, 10, 15 hours drive? I just don't see it really being worth it for us to put in a motor, them to come down here and pick it up and go up there or whatever it is. Unless they really love that car, I would not consider that a thing. So hopefully they're up to look at junkyards. Because I will totally... Oh Lord, there's the drip. There's the drip. It's leaking. Where are all the hold downs? Leaking. Leaking. Ah, there's one right there. What's up, Arna? Okie pokey. That's just flange at the back. Flange at the back of the head. That's where it looks like it's coming from. That's making a hell of a mess. Good Lord. That's coming down there. Alright, it's at the top. Let's go to the top. To the tape, sir. I need to get the pressure off this thing before I make a big old flooded mess on my floor. Good morning, all of you sexy bastards out there. Alright, stop, like, pouring out. Stop in the name of my floor. Sorry. Now let me give a quick gander, see if I can find out. Holy cripes. Yup. This is the flange on the back of the head. I don't know if you guys will be able to even see it. Oh, Lord. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Damn, this thing. Yeah, it's leaking. It's leaking in like 2 different places. That thing's nasty. Here, let's see if you guys can see. Just hanging out, waiting for the laundry to finish. Oh yeah, laundry time. Everybody loves laundry. Laundry, laundry. Alright, so let's... You guys can see that, right? Yeah. See that little coolant sensor? I don't know if you see it drip, but you can see all the crust and crap around that. That's on the back of the cylinder head. Things gross. Flange on the back of the cylinder head is done. This is gonna be expensive. I mean, not that particularly. That'll be kind of pricey, but they need a timing belt. They have a timing belt. I don't know if it's ever been done. Are you bringing me a ticket for this car? Oh, just in time for me to write all sorts of words on it. I will use my letters and my numbers. I will not punctuate correctly, though. That is a different scenario. Good morning, Mr. Tulaw. How are you? From Caraco. Anybody here able to go and check on the YouTube settings? Because I keep getting buffering whenever I'm watching it. I don't know if it's me or if it's... oh, I got all wet. If it's me because I'm streaming and also trying to look at it at the same time, or if it's something else. WAU AF7 E8. $118,982. And we don't do the oil change, do we? Nope, Lake Murray Tire does it. Yeah. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Nar. Okay. Coolant flange. Flange on the back of the head, HED, is leaking. Yes.
It's a coolant loss.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 for coolant loss checks early.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's why I was getting started on this one fast. Coolant flange on the back of the heads is leaking. Connects to next to heater core hoses. Needs flange and water temp sensor, thus O-ring. Maybe needs heater hoses. May need heater hoses for bad connectors. Good morning, Night Wolf. How are you guys? Awesome, Mr. Law. So, Mr. Law, if you're curious about all these other people that I'm talking to and saying good morning to, it's because I also am streaming on Twitch TV. If you can find the link just below the video in the description, you can click on that and bam, you'll be there. Currently, at the moment, I think we have around 20, 25 people watching on Twitch, but we've only been live for 11 minutes, so it starts building up pretty quick in the morning. People know when I get here. They know I'm going to get here, and they know I'm going to work on cars. Every day. Well, every weekday. And then this weekend, I'm going to be streaming some Car Mechanic Simulator on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Sunday morning, I'll probably start like nowish, between 8 and 9. I don't want to set too hard of a schedule because I do want to let myself sleep in a little bit. But also, I do want to watch Game of Thrones before I start streaming. So that's this weekend. So expect to have some good old-fashioned gaming content again. So we do need to write down the fact that this car does have a timing belt. Did I say BWT? Excellent. Now we are going to pick up the car again, and we are going to look under it, and we're going to give it a good evaluation. Because, before I do that though, let's give it a start and give it a listen. You guys know what listening I'm talking about. Get this cap off. So in case you're wondering how I pressure test the system, this is the pressure tester, and here is the pressure tester adapter. This is a specific Volkswagen Audi pressure tester adapter, so this clicks onto this and this screws on the cap. Because these do not have a radiator cap, they have an overflow bottle. The overflow bottle is also part of the pressurized system. So you have to check it all as one big unit. Because it can leak from here, it can leak from in the engine, it can leak from the heater core, it can leak all over the place. So now I'm going to put the cap back on and see if it'll leave it a small vacuum so I keep the rest of that coolant from dripping out. Good morning, Ghost. How are you? And welcome. Thank you for joining me. I am way too excited. Mostly because I have so much work to do today. We've got a lot of stuff to do. It'll be really fun. We got 2 cars for coolant. We got another one for something, and then we got another one for something else. Actually, if you count the STI, we have 3 for coolant. If I get to work on the STI. I really hope I do. So that's one of the reasons I want to plow through this stuff and get this stuff all estimated out. Because I hope to get to work on the Subaru STI. It's really, I hate to use the term, but it's very ricey. It's got blue rims, it's lowered, or sorry, it's a blue car with white rims, and it's lowered. And yeah, so let me go grab a piece of carpet to throw on this coolant spot on the floor just so I don't track it everywhere. Because the last thing I want to do is have slippy spots all over my area, so let me run over there and grab a piece of carpet. 1 second. Oh, my! You caught me after I was getting out of the shower. So this is what we use to absorb crap, oil, stuff like that. And it gets absorbed up into here and it gets thrown in the trash. let's have a look. Got a decent, there's the coolant leak. You can see all the residual. So when you're looking for a coolant leak or an oil leak or something like that, start at the bottom. It always is going to flow down. Start at the bottom and then use that to back trace it. It's like hunting or something like that. Look for tracks and follow them. There's no other real big oil leaks though, so that's good. Looks like that little crust there might be maybe a little bit from the vacuum pump. I want to try and look at that vacuum pump a little bit better, but mostly an oil leak. So let's check the brakes. Oh, they look pretty new, actually, relatively. Let's get a mirror. Like the axle boots are good. Axle boot over here is okay. This axle boot, kind of hard to see, but it looks okay. And this axle boot is okay. Exhaust. Doesn't make any noise. That's good. Let me go back there and check those back brakes. As you see, I am tethered to a laptop, so I'm gonna go I only go so far before I have to move the whole thing here. What's the hardest thing I fixed? I don't know. Like this week would be, I think, putting the engine, transmission, suspension, subframe, and dashboard back into that Honda CR-V that I took out the last week. It wasn't hard. It was just tedious. There's a lot to it. I would say taking the heads off this Mitsubishi was the hardest thing I've done lately. And then eventually having to put them back together, which is always terrifying. Because, like, that. I mean, there's supposed to be an engine here, but there's just a block. It's covered up with rags. Just make sure it don't get dirty while it sits here for over the weekend, because I ain't getting the head back today. That's for sure. It does need an oil change, but the first thing, now that we've kind of given it a little once over, we've like looked at the major components, checked for any oil leaks. We obviously know there's a coolant leak. The tires are okay. The brakes are fine. It generally looks pretty good, the car itself. Just sad it's got this oil leak. The other thing I'm worried about is the chain. Also, it does have a timing belt. It's at 118,000 miles, and it has a timing belt. Timing belts by rule of thumb, 100,000, 100 plus thousand is when you need to change it. I think this one's 110. This BWT. Good morning, Bax. Good morning, Kyle. How are you? This is a BWT motor, and so it does have a timing belt on it, and it's at 118,000. It needs to be changed. Like, its life is done. Get that thing changed, because every mile you go over that, you risk it breaking. Like right now, it could break when I started the car to try and listen to the chain. I haven't taken off anything, so. Sounds good. Quiet. Don't have the same noise that we had in the chain motor the other day, or this exact same motor in another Audi. Remember the one we did the cam? We did the cam phaser and not the cam phaser, but the cam. We did the cam's timing chain, because there's a belt on the front, chain on the back. Belt connects the crank to the cam. Cam to cam is in the back here between the two cams. But I don't hear anything. I don't hear any noises. It's not clicking or ticking or nothing. So the other one, it was real obvious. You heard like, and you can go back and review last week's videos looking for where I did, because it came in here for an oil change and I heard that and I was like, this is not right. And thank God that we found that out, because if they had been driving on that timing belt, because we weren't really sure if this was a timing belt, stuff like that. I didn't really pay attention to it when I was I just brought it in for an oil change. But yeah, anyway. So now that we know that this is a timing belt motor. No noises from chain area. timing belt replacement. Nice, Kyle. So what's wrong with this car? It's got a coolant leak. Have you not been paying attention? Keep up! Keep up! Do I want to pick it up and put the under tray back on and then get it out? Yes, I do. Because I got another car to check for this exact same problem. Full of leak. You want to find out what it is? Look up there, right there, on that thing, this thing right here. I'm touching it with my finger. Tickling it with my finger. All the information you should really need to know is on the screen. Try to make it obvious enough to where it's right there.
Right there.
Right where? Right there. There. Oh. How much does it cost fixing? I don't know. I don't make up the prices. I don't write up prices. I just fix cars. Just go ahead and put this back on real quick so we can get this out and get another car in. Dale, I ain't want to go. There you go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There's those three and there's this one. I hate bees. No bees! How I hate the bees. Alright, so now we're going to get this card down and out. And then we're going to get in our next one. So this is going to be bam bam, thank you ma'am. Try and get these estimates and stuff in and out real quick, telling them what they're going to need. This is going to need the front and the back of the motor touched. It's going to need to be touched so very touchily. This thing will probably need to be scheduled for another day though. I would recommend that they leave it here over the weekend. It's going to need a good bit of stuff. A good bit of stuff. Also could use a tire rotation. Yay, cup of tea! Maybe. Hola. Ooh, I know, one more thing. Since we have it here and we're going to check it, or since we're doing check over, let's go ahead and give it a scan. Make sure there's nothing hiding in the engine saying like anything crazy. So how old are you, Q8 gamer? Quate gamer? He owns the shop. I just work here. Oh, I hate roundabouts. Damn it. This thing doesn't support CAN gateways. Audi A4. This is a E8. Right. Sorry, is it 8E? Yes, 8E. I can't imagine what you'd like more than Lamborghini knowledge. Cool. It's all roundabouts all the time in the UK, man. I know we've started getting them here too. It's depressing. I like stoplights. They're simple and easy. The light says go, you may go forward. If the light says red, you may not go forward. Alright, that's good enough for the auto run. Yeah. Yeah, it really is that mostly. It's if you're not used to them, they're terrible. They're terrible. But yes, they do keep traffic flowing. Cool. Yeah, that's it. Put it on the oil buck. Okay, cool. Nothing of note in the engine, or transmission, or ABS, or airbags. Nothing of note meaning nothing, actually. So, no codes. Looking good. Alright, let me go turn in the ticket for this. So I'll be right back. Enjoy the view of the shop for just a minute whilst I go hand this in and tell them I'm going to get my next car. So it'll be like 3 or 4 minutes of me like going up front, coming in the back, pulling that car out, getting another car, pulling it in. So I'll be as fast as I can though. Soldier, I'm so sorry. Good. Good. Oh, Kuwait gamer, I get it now. So why don't you stay a while and listen? Figured Deckard Cain would get a kick out of that reference. God, I still got fucking oil everywhere. It's currently full. So, Mr. Kuwait Bro, do you happen to just have billions of dollars or millions of dollars? Is that what it is? Is that why you drive a Lamborghini to school? Well, thank you, Deckard Cain. I very much appreciate that. Welcome. And what? Got it turned down a little bit. Let's get this pain in the butt up in the air. Sorry about the clicking of my necklaces. I put them away once I was going under there. So I need to get the other microphone. Some sort of lapel mic. You shouldn't really be able to screw your gearbox settings. Yeah, I know Dubai has like every rich Saudi there. Man, I think you might be right, Ben. Cap ain't the tightest of them all. So this cap is not the tightest of them all. But it's still... I mean, it's currently full. She said she had to add a couple of cups yesterday. This thing's still puking out oil, though. Wait, I did pressure test. I heard it pressurized. Oh, so bad. How's it up, man? I don't know, would you consider Saudi Arabia in that area like a corruptish area? Is that what you're trying to get at? Hell, it might be the bottle. But it should tell us. Put it about, just above 10 pounds. It's going to go down a little bit because it's going to cool off slowly. Wow, that's fucked up, though. Do I think some stop leak will help your power steering leak? No, please don't. Where is your power steering leak coming from? Pretty much all you really can do is repair it, fix it, find out what's leaking. This thing's leaking water and coolant. Or water and coolant, oil and coolant even.
They're calling this a center.
Okay, that looks like it.
And then they have these seals and clamps for the heater hoses. Do you ever need to use those?
I've never seen that. I thought they looked like the old style, you know, the regular heater hoses we have to deal with. That's probably true. Ow. Why do I think that was 12? Morning, Jeffrey. Leaking near the passenger side tire. Is it the rack itself? I like to take all the bolts except for 2 because this thing's a big old heavy metal piece of crap. And then the last 2. Lost another water pump.
Oh, that's pretty wet.
This will be the 3rd damn water pump we put on it.
Yeah, we got to stop that oil leak
Yep, I agree.
around the valve cover. I can do it for the valve cover gasket while we do it.
Well, there is no valve cover gasket.
Oh, it's the goo?
This is the goo. So it's either, I think we've already put another stock Volkswagen PCV system on here.
Yeah.
But haven't we already gotten one of those that didn't do the,
VW.
not a VW one? I think we already put one on here. We need to check, but why it's puking out oil is bugging the hell out of me.
When the intake off, let the stuff thing.
Well,
You might can order a heavy duty water pump from off the internet. Somebody might do.
well, that's 2 jobs for next week. Well, good thing controllers are a lot cheaper than buying Xboxes. I want to do something that I don't normally do on these cars. I want to look up. I want to look it up in Identifix just because. I want to look up oil leak to see if there's any more, like, more info somehow. day, the dream it would be to have someday have a Saudi prince come in here and be like, "Oh, I like your stream. I wish to give you $5 million to build your own shop." Oh, okay. Wait, this is an, no, it's a Volkswagen EOS. Did I even update the thing? I don't think I did. This is a CBFA or CCTA. I think I went to go do that. Same title. Good morning, Irewolf. I am doing fantastic. This is a CCT? Yes, CCT. I'm having a lovely, beautiful day. Gently pulling the valve up and down. Common symptoms associated with this concern are whistling noises, air rushing noises, oil leaks from the oil filler cap, and oil leaks around the valve cover. Check the crankcase pressure regulating valve by gently pulling on the valve up and down and listen for changes in noise and engine. What the hell? I'm missing something. Yep, that's a crankcase regulator valve. Okay. That's fine. Yes, Kyle D. It's a paid subscription for Identifix, which is the database of like stuff. Thank you guys for the follows today. Let's see. I don't know how the hell they lift up and down the valve listening for change in engine performance, but sure. I guess they might mean they unbolt the whole thing. TSB. Oil leaks, oil leaks, oil leaks. Wait a minute. Is this the one that's on the front or on the side? On the top. Let us see. This is the one on the top. I guess I can take pressure off it now before I lose all of our coolant. I already did. If there was a way we could.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Ready to crank, yeah.
Cranking as soon as I find the key. Alright, here goes.
How about that?
It works?
Wasn't skipping.
It was or was not?
I mean, it used to skip a few minutes.
Oh, what did you fix?
I don't know yet. What I think of the comedy of errors. I think it might DG didn't drive it long enough. Fouled the plug. I was fighting that for a day or two. I finally drove it, and I felt the plug cleaning, and it finally kicked all the cylinders in. So, that's a reasonably cold crank up right there.
I would say yes. Could be a lot of things. Do you park under a tree? Do you have a cabin filter? What kind of car is it? Does this always happen every time you start it? When I first start my car and turn on the AC, there's a grinding sound when I turn it on. Could be your compressor. Is it coming from inside or outside of the car? Is it there's a lot of questions. Try and be as specifically descriptive as possible. Like you said, it does when you start a car first thing. Does it continue? Does it go away? Does it It's the ice. It's the ice grinder in the AC that keeps your car cool. Perfect. Perfect. Mr. Just the Dre, and welcome. Hello. I hope that we can help you fix your problem. Okay, just making sure that it's actually sucking in the air, because I feel air blowing on my leg. It must be hitting the engine and blowing down. It has to be that damn... We must have gotten another defective one. I can't think of anything else. Like, what's their oil level at? Last time I looked at it, it was like super overfull. This is just fine. If anything, it's a touch low, but it's not off the safe area. Piece connected to AC, yep. Yes, that's right. And 2004 Chrysler 300M. Park outside, not under anything. It seems like the sound is from the engine. It makes a quick grinding sound and then it stops. Happens about 80% of the time. Okay. It doesn't. Well, it won't happen if you don't turn on the AC, correct? Like you start the engine, no AC on, all that stuff turned off, no grind, no noise. Because if it sounds like it's coming from the engine and it's a grinding-ish noise and it only happens for a little while, go out there and find your AC compressor, which will... I don't have any good examples around here at the second that are easy to see. Maybe down here. But there will be on your compressor, there should be a compressor plate. So you got the compressor, it should be a big old pulley. And then there'll be like this funny metal plate on the front of it. I assume you know what a compressor is. If not, look up a compressor for your car. And it'll show you a picture of Like, look up compressor for a 2004 Chrysler 300M, and it'll show you a picture of a compressor on Google. Look for that piece on your car, have somebody start it, and watch. Use a flashlight, watch it, and see if you can see the compressor face, like, pop on, and, like, maybe you see it kind of not spinning as fast as the rest of it, or something. Because it sounds like what you're having is that the compressor is trying to engage, and so it starts, and maybe it's getting a weak connection, like the magnet's kind of weak, and so it's like half pulling it on, and it's like scraping in there, and then it finally catches and goes. Nice, Stats TV. We get a lot of Denso compressors. That's really cool. So are you working the factory line? Got a guy that works at the Denso factory.
We love you.
Yeah, does the AC actually work? Does the AC take time to cool down? When it's grinding, is it actually cooling the air, or when it stops, then it starts cooling? That's another indication. I still want to warranty out this boost pressure valve, this crankcase vent valve, because I don't see how we could have. It's got all the symptoms of a bad one of those, with the oil leaks and all that stuff. But I wish there was a way to, like, definitively test it when you boost.
Oh, I'm sure there's something we could buy. There's a gate where the oil cap goes.
Yeah. I would like one of those. Because then I can sound smarter when I talk about it. Yep. I wonder if there could be. I gotta scan it. Got a few minutes. Wonder what that thing is she's got plugged in to her OBD connector. Some insurance thing. No fault codes in the engine. Unexpected and plausible mechanical gear disengagement. Intermittent. No, I don't have a test cap. Would you just drill a hole through a cap and put a pressure gauge on it? Pretty much. I don't think our old caps work on these new ones, because we had one for the old ones. But we don't have any ones for these. Also the world's dirtiest pressure gauge. Yes? Maybe. Let me see. What's up?
What are you doing?
Trying to test stuff.
Mr. Coolant car?
One of them. I think I can read this. That's vacuum. Hey Ben, could you power brake this to make the turbo do a thing?
Can I?
Yeah.
Sure I could. What?
I got this cap will fit and seems to be reading okay. I want to see if we get excessive pressure in the crankcase. Just gonna stand over here in case it scoots. Okay. Nothing. Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
I caught my head on this thing the other day. Screw it up.
Stop clunking your head.
No repair. Parts on the way.
For the Audi? Are we doing time belts or anything like that? Okay. So we're trying to get this done today, I assume? Well, here. Have this.
So that's not
149, 168.
There ain't no coolant playing.
Not on this one. Water pump's leaking again.
It looks like
Unless
there might
there's-
be a coolant flange. But that ain't what's leaking.
No.
No.
There's no actual flange. This all
That
the water.
plastic piece right there where the hose comes up. That's right.
It is, but it's not what's leaking.
I know it's not leaking. They said
Oh.
the guy is got one.
Yes, it does have one on the end of that, but it's not leaking. This thing keeps killing water pumps, and the only thing that I could have... Oil keeps getting everywhere. I've washed it off every time it's come in here, and it comes back covered in oil. And we've already replaced the crankcase vent valve once, the first time for lean code, and then we replaced it the second time because it was pushing oil out everywhere. And so I think we're getting it... I think it's just the stock Volkswagen one is not any good. So we need to warranty that one out. But other than that, I can't find any other reason. Water pump he's talking about.
I'll look and see. I haven't found one.
I don't say they changed the part number 3 or 4 times, but I know Volkswagen, and that might mean they've reduced the price 3 or 4 times, trying to make the customer more palatable.
Why do we think the crankcase vent's needed again?
Because it's still...
The car we sold,
Huh?
and we can't understand. We did a rear main,
Right.
did a timing chain. And we can't understand why it's just kind of blowing out all over the place. But John, I don't know if we need to do a crank vent valve again. I would put, why don't we put an oil cut gasket on it?
Try that too.
But the oil goes down by the water pump.
Okay.
Swells the O-ring, and the plastic can't even hold that. So I don't think I'd do another crank valve. You didn't get the pressure there, did you?
No. You sure you got turbo actually to happen? We did a timing chain on that car? I didn't know we did a timing chain on this car.
I do not know.
Ben, you said we did a timing chain on this one?
Didn't you do a timing chain on this one?
I don't think it was this one. The only one I've done timing chains in thus far I thought were Tiguan's. I did 2 Tiguan's.
Maybe we didn't. Maybe I'm wrong about doing a timing chain.
Frustrating. Frustrating. But I don't know if this thing's really sealed up against there, so I don't know if this was an accurate test is the problem. Because this might just be a crappy cap. Somebody farted. It smelled. It wasn't me. I mean, the cap seems to fit nice and snug. I don't see why that would be it. But why the hell is there oil everywhere up here? Ooh. These things are the most frustrating damn things. Like, you can see all the oil around there. It's all like right here. There's no oil over here. There's a little bit here where it's like wicking around. Then it gets more prolific as it gets there. I would like to test drive it with the gauge on. I need to extend the hose on the gauge and hope that the valve, that cap. If we're going to get a new cap, I'm going to convert this old one to a pressure tester. We're going to build our own pressure gauge with a new cap. If anything, we can buy them a new cap, and then I'll take the old one and turn it into a pressure gauge. Crankcase pressure gauge. How much is a new cap? How much is a new cap for those?
They've been working on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get that and an O-ring for the canister.
You mean this?
The 90 cents to the side.
And the plastic? But it's not. That's not leaking of anything.
What? The cam sensor right there.
Oh.
Right there.
Oh, that sensor. I thought you were talking about that.
No, that.
Okay.
O-ring for that. Cap or cap gasket.
I would like a whole cap, because then I can turn this one into a gauge. That other one that I just used is, it kind of doesn't really fit.
Well, I might have others.
Oh, if you have another one laying around, that would be awesome. I could turn into a gauge. I'm not sure if it's that. That's the question. Therein lies the question. Is it the actual cap leaking, or is it the pressure and blow-by from the cap? Because of the pressure going into the engine. I don't know. I want to put the under tray back on before I try and drive it up and down the thing here real quick. I'll use the old cap, that old gauge we have. I'm going to add a lengthy hose to it, because the problem is the hose is about 5 inches long, so I can't get it out from under the hood. But I want to put this on there just for structural integrity / making sure I have it. But every other car that we've ever had with this oil leak problem, like it has here, it's ended up being that damn crankcase vent valve. We replaced it with a good known OEM dealer one, and they've stopped. But this one hasn't. This is the only one that hasn't. Which is supremely frustrating. All right, Kyle. GLHF man. That's what I'm trying to check. Is that it might be getting too much. It might be getting boost pressure going past the regulator valve. And it's causing it to push out oil out of the engine. But the problem is, I can't find any good data on, like, what that's supposed to be. You know? Like... So I want to do a little... I guess let me look at those TFBs somewhere real quick before I take this out. So hold on. Because apparently there are lots of TSBs on this particular car. TSBs, crankcase breather diagnosis. 2008-2013. CCTA, CBFA. All right. Blah, blah, blah. With the engine off, remove the engine cover, locate the hose connecting the intake manifold to the crankcase. Disconnect the hose from the intake manifold side and clean off any residue with a cloth. Blow into the hose to and if there is some air resistance, then check the valve is operating correctly. If there is no resistance, then the PVC should be replaced. With the engine running, disconnect the hose from the valve cover. Plug the hose and check idle quality. If the idle improves, replace the PVC valve. With the engine running, remove the dipstick. If the idle quality improves, replace. Remove the cap from the oil filler hole in the valve cover. Place a stiff piece of paper over the opening. The paper should be sucked against the hole within a couple of seconds of the PVC operating properly. That's all just checking for a bad one, which we've done. With engine off, remove the engine cover, locate this hose connected to the intake manifold in the crankcase. Disconnect the hose from the intake manifold, blah, 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 blow into the hose, and if there is some air resistance, then the check valve is operating correctly. Yes?
What are you reading up on?
This crankcase vent valve, trying to figure out if there's a way to prove that it's broken in one direction and not the other. Why?
So you've diagnosed two coolant ones, and this is Smith?
This is, dang it, this is not, it's not this car, it's the other one.
Okay, so this is the one with the big box in the front panel.
No, this is Sellers. Yes, Sellers?
You got a vent valve problem too?
It's got oil leaking everywhere. And it's been having this problem. That's what's killing the water pumps. No, this is not the intake car. This is the other car. It says I should be able to blow into this end and get some resistance. Yeah, it's working. Check valve's working. Before I hurt my mouth trying to blow in there. But I don't think it's the vent. I think it's the boost pressure thing that's leaking. Good morning, Pills. No, you don't get to go on the test drive, sadly. We could try this time. I don't know. Let's put. Oh, I don't need to do that. I need to take this off. Put this over here. Set it on top of that. Take off this cap. Junk. Put that there. Get our test cap. Yes, sir?
They don't sell the cam position sensor O-ring separate. Think you can match that up, or I need to buy something?
I don't know. That would be a question for Benjamin.
All right.
And what I say by trying to take you guys on a test drive, what I mean by that is I'll hook up I only plan to go up and down the side here, and so I'll hook up the camera, the cell phone camera, and see what we can do. This isn't a TDI though, this is just a gas car. Alright, let me go get some new hose that's longer so I can hook it up to the gauge and actually be able to stick it to the window instead of, although I hope this thing doesn't stick up too high, it might. Let me get some hose.
Did you do one of those aftermarket vent valve things?
I think we did, and then we replaced it with a stock one, but it seems like it's just still not cutting it. And that's why I'm trying to figure out if it's a test weight pressure. Too tall with the adapter on it. I need to find something I can adapt this down to the hose size. See how useless that is? When I came to work this morning, I thought I was in England. Couldn't see a quarter mile ahead of me. It was so foggy. So at that point, I was living life a quarter mile at a time. Brilliant. Just brilliant. All right, let me wash my hands before I get in that car with greasy, oily fingers. All right. Let's see if this works at all. Not going to work at all because the phone's dead. All right, well, I'm going to go drive this thing up down the sidewalk real quick. Balls. So, give me like a minute.
I believe this is how we've been getting them.
So here's the question: should there be any pressure in the crankcase? Because it's getting about half a psi in the crankcase. Yes. Sellers.
Water pump?
Yes, that's
Can't be here till next week. So
okay.
they will probably drive it until the pump comes in, I would think.
Okay. Wow. How did I get that thing so oily?
I am going to try to get you a oil cap gasket.
Give me an oil cap. How much is an oil cap? Because I need one at least for testing that's a good oil cap for these cars. Because, I mean, this thing might have been leaking too. I got no positive or definitive way of saying yes it is or no it's not. But it's definitely getting a little, like I said, about half a pound of pressure in it. Oops. So last night I watched a video of how it was made, and they were making the Bentley W12s. It's basically a V12. They're a 12-cylinder engine, and it was really interesting. It was interesting to see how they put it all together. It seemed pretty, straightforward and simple watching it because every tool that they had, watching the tools that they used to do these things was really neat. What's up, Ben Cost? How are you? Cue the waiting music. Dun 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 dun. Hold on, let me open up base 5. Oh, cool. The brakes work?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So they blow the brakes. You're just aligning it?
It looks like they put it back together really well. Everything's keyed, fastened.
Nice. Cody does good work. My engine car. Look. It's my engine car. Engine dash transmission stuff car. It's the one up on the rack. Only put back in Monday? Did we do that this week? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. It was last Thursday. Because then I went to the dent. No. Was I getting it out or in? I was getting it in. Yeah. Yes, maybe. I don't have a freaking clue. That's the short end. I was going over there to get some water. That's what I was getting. Going to apply some distilled water into this car. Yay! Yes, I use the shop's internet, and it's... Well, I have issues occasionally, but that's just like your normal internet issues. Yeah, I totally use the shop's internet. It's 30 down, 3 up. But that's like the internet just goes out, or Jason starts downloading too much crap, or something like that. But yes, the stream is, I go for 9 hours consecutive streaming. Like, it just stays on. Mic noise. What not mic noise? Is it clicking or making... Do I need to reset the mic? I can reset it real quick. Takes a second. Excuse me. Is that any better? Is that not have the issue? Was it happening when I was talking? Sometimes I wonder that I might get something in the microphone. Oh, it's an electronic noise? But yes, please let me know whenever that kind of thing happens. Because I would be more than happy to, fix it. Because I don't want you guys to suffer through whatever noise that is. That would just be rude. Alright, well, let me go put this car up front because they're going to drive it until we get a chance to... There's just once? Oh, okay. You never said once, jerk. You said, wow, nasty mic noise. Did anyone else hear that? Oh, yeah, it was very sharp. Very sharp snap, just once. Maybe you did say just once. Shut up. I can't read. Because I don't finish sentences, because that just takes too long. Actually, that is kind of a thing, though. Like with streaming and stuff, you skim sentences. Like, I'm reading as fast as you guys are typing, and so if it's short, usually I'll get most of it, or all of it. If it's really long, I will try. And I might miss some words. I never learned to read. Anyway, I'll be right back. Let me go pull this car out and get our next one in. I want to make sure I put the cover on. I don't see it anywhere, but yes, I do. And again. Well, they're habits that you get when you stream. That's the better way of putting it, Danny. You know, I've never actually looked into it. I would flush out that power steering fluid out of your brake lines as soon as possible, though. That is exactly what I would do. Oh, look, the same damn car, except in a CC. This time we're swapping over intakes.
I was working with that big one. I used to use recycling.
It's not Halloween yet.
No, there's some money around.
Ah. Sorry, I was checking some things. Why is that? Colaboros. Why do you wish that you had gone into mechanics when you were young? This is a weird day. Later, just the Dre. There's nothing to figure out. I already diagnosed this one. Let me go get the ticket for it. I'll be right back. But yeah, it's never too late to start working on your cars. I mean, hell, it's never too late to even get into the industry if you want to. However, to be fair, it's you can have an issue with, you know, making money. There you go. Interesting. Yay, Kyle. He found his way home. He found his way home. He made it to the house. I forgot my belt. My wife put it on the thing. I woke up this morning. I grabbed it. I took it with me because she washed my clothes last night. And I then put my pants on, or my shorts on, and then went and sat and ate breakfast and completely forgot to put the belt on. So, hopefully my pants don't fall off my ass today. I may have to do something like use a little tie wrap or something on the back. Just to hold them together. Okay, pokey. Let's get ready for an intake replacement. Alright, let's get this thing up in the air. We gotta get the back stuff off. Yep, zip tie through the back two loops, like right there. Would be fine, just like boop. Something like that would work. If it becomes a problem. It hasn't really become a problem yet. It's been staying on my butt okay. On my buttocks. Nope. Well, missed anything is a relative term. Don't worry, I'll get you guys positioned properly once I get this stuff off. There is some precursors to what I'm doing. I have to take off the intake, and so I got to take off the turbo boost pressure line that goes from the intercooler to the turbo. Oh, nice. So, going to go ahead and get off some of the tertiary items that require removal prior to getting said device off. Is it 10 o'clock? Oh, it is 10 o'clock. Gotta get this thing done by 2. But then I also gotta do a water flange on that one we originally looked at this morning, the rear hose connection. And I want to get that done today too. Or I need to get that done today, is the short answer. There's that. Go ahead and unplug this wire. I think boss is taking a nap. Alright, now pick it up and get the lower cover off. Get the, what's up, Lukey? Hello, hello, my lovely lady. My day is going great. Why does the flap sensor sound like a hygiene product? Feminine hygiene product. Well, is it that time? Do you need a detector to find out exactly when you should change your underwear? Yes. Good morning, Analyzer. How was your morning? Well, afternoon, Lukey. Or whatever time it is over there in Romania. Everything's going pretty well here. And my day is only 2 hours old. Thus far. Ooh, I took a chunk out of the under tray. Get these two off first. Oh, one more. Dink. Dunk. Dunk. What is the flap sensor? The flap sensor detects where the position of the intake manifold runners are, whether it's trying to give a longer run or a shorter run. And when the sensor goes bad, it can lead to performance issues and things like that. And it's just generally having a bad time trying to figure out what's going on. And so it needs to know that. So, but this car's got 150,000 miles on it. It's not really a shock, honestly, that it's gone bad. Well, these things have very well documented and known problems with flap sensors. They've updated them several times, so they're going to be going from a old style one to a new style one. Come on. Oil. Oil! Boys, we've struck it. We've struck gold. Black gold! There we go. Ah. Gross. Gross. There. I needed to get that off. So now I can show you what it would look like. So there's where it connects up there, and it goes to right here, which is your intercooler. Your intercooler pipe comes out here, goes across, goes to your other thing, goes to here, comes up there, goes to the turbo. So we need to get that out of the way because we had to get like all up under here, up under this mess. So let's get to it. We got to go back up top because we're done down here. That's all we had to do at the bottom. Woo. Well, see, that falls under the why we like big cars. Why Americans like bigger cars. I have just untied my shoe. Woo. We do a lot of driving. A lot of people do a lot of driving because this is a big country. So, it's not that complicated. It only looks complicated. Also, anybody and everybody, Lukey is the lovely lady I like to host sometimes. in the afternoons after I'm done. It's usually her evening. So if you enjoy a lovely lady who is very fun and enjoyable to watch, check her out. You can just click on her name and go over to her channel and hit that follow button. So that way you know when she streams. Yay! But she's very nice. Oh, wrong side. That way. Yes, that way. Oh. Alright, so we're getting this off, which is the intake. And it looks a lot like this. So what you're looking at is the top of the intake. There's where it connects to the rest of the car. So what happens is, this little lever here moves these little manifold runners, and they change the path, I guess, in which the air goes into the intake. So it's one of those things that I'm not really 1,000% sure on what it does, but
eventually, yeah, sometimes I ain't in a hurry or anything.
so what it does is it applies vacuum here. Vacuum goes through here, sucks that down, and does a thing. Yep, that's very true, Kyle. That is very true. We spend a lot of our times on open highway, open interstates. I drive on the interstate 90% of the time. Unless I'm going to a store or something, yeah, interstate. Interstate. Looks like somebody's been here. Let's get our tripod. Our tripod. Oh, you don't have anything to do? I can show you how to work on a Volkswagen or an Audi A4. How to replace a flange at the back of the head. You'll love me. But you know what it is time for? Time for something to drink. Time for my Blue Bonnet energy drink. Because it's 10ish. And I feel like drinking it early today. Let me go fill this up with liquid. What's the best way to start getting into mechanics? First, I would honestly start trying to learn as much and tinkering with your car as you can. And first, make sure that you enjoy it. Like, start taking stuff apart. If you are having fun, if taking this thing apart, for lack of a better term, excites you, then continue and start looking into it more. But if you're like, if you get all this apart and you're like, God, that sucked. I don't like doing this, then stop. Because this is what you're going to be doing. But let me go fill this up with water. I'll be right back.